stocks. If you're expecting a bunch of guru fluff and get-rich-quick garbage, you've come to the wrong place. This show is the no bullshit real deal.
No bullshit real deal.
I'm Larry Harbolt, and they call me the real deal. Welcome to my show. This show is aimed at providing you with quality information so you can make more profit in the fastest way possible without making costly mistakes from the deals you do.
Let's get started.
Hello, everyone. Today I want to talk about something that's really got me upset, and I think it's very, very important if you're going to be a real estate investor and you're going to have any success talking with sellers. This is something you need to listen to, and I don't care what age you are, but it's something very important. A few days ago, I took a trip to the mall to pick up a few things, and while I was going into the mall, a couple things happened that really ticked me off. As I was walking across the drive to get into the mall, a young person in a car didn't stop. I was in the middle of the street. They swerved around me and sped around. They could have hit me very easy. They didn't say sorry. They didn't say excuse me. They didn't say go to hell. They just drove around me. And I was thinking, boy, that's really good manners. So as I walked another 50 feet into the entrance to the mall, as I'm walking through the doors, another young person darted in front of me, pushed me aside as I was going through the door. Again, never an excuse me, never sorry, never go to hell, nothing. And I'm wondering to myself, what is wrong with these people? Who taught them manners or who didn't teach them manners? Now, I know I'm mentioning young people, and people of all ages, many don't have manners, but this is something very important. Well, as I walked through the mall, I came back to the food court to get a snack. And as I was walking, a young lady with a child in tow, probably 3 years old, pushed me in the middle of back because she wanted to get around me. She actually pushed me. And I'm thinking, this is not good. So let me explain something to you. I don't care what age you are. If you don't have manners, you're never going to get anything done with sellers. And if you don't have manners, learn how to have manners. Talk to somebody. Now, maybe your parents didn't teach you. Maybe they don't have manners. But I'm going to tell you, when you sit down with people to talk to them, if you have no manners, you're dead in the water. You see, people expect you to say, excuse me, please, thank you. They actually expect that, especially older people, if you're talking to them about buying their house. Because I'll tell you right now, when you sit there and you show no manners and you think you're so smart, I don't care what age you are. At that point in time, the only people in this whole world that think you're darling is yourself and maybe your mom and dad. And I question that. Nobody thinks you're as cute as you might think you are. So don't be that way. When you sit down to talk to people about buying their house, show some manners. Show some etiquette. If you don't know anything about it, learn about it. Get a book, watch a video, do something, but learn it because it's going to be very, very important. You see, people over 40 years old, I have found, they're not impressed by young people who come off as though they know everything because they don't know everything. A big part of building rapport with people is having good manners. You see, if you are trying to impress people on how smart you are, it's not going to impress the sellers. If you're the type of person that doesn't understand that other people and their feelings matter, you're going to have very little success, I should say, working with a seller. I have sit at kitchen tables numerous times, and I always show respect. I show my etiquette. I show my bringing up because people like that. Now, if you always buy your real estate through a real estate agent, it doesn't matter. But if you want to be successful and you want to talk to sellers, you've got to let them know that you are respectful of them and their time. Another thing, If you're going to be late, I don't care if it's 5 minutes, call them. Tell them you're going to be 5 minutes late. It's a common courtesy. Years ago, when I was a plumbing apprentice and we had service calls we had to go on, my boss made sure that if we were going to be 10 minutes late, we stopped at that time at a payphone and called the people. At the time, I was young. I thought that was ridiculous. He said, no, those people took time from work to meet you, to let you in, to show you the problem. And you better show respect. You better be there, or at least call them and let them know you're going to be late. See, those are the type of things that are critical. People want to be respected. They don't want some smartass coming in thinking they're brighter than they really are. They're looking for someone that they feel comfortable with, that they can have a conversation with about someone buying their house. It just stands to reason. You're going to make your money sitting at kitchen tables because you can work things out with a seller if the seller likes you. If the seller doesn't like you, you're not going to make a deal. There's no way in hell you're going to make a deal. So you've got to have the mannerisms, the etiquette to show people that you're a bright person, you were raised well. And I know to some that may sound crazy, but I'm telling you, people in this country still want to see that. They still want to see that everybody, young, old, shows respect and shows manners. This is something I think is so important. Because I'll tell you, without your manners, your negotiation is going to go right into the toilet. And that is something I think is so important. Why would you want to create an atmosphere where it's going to be an uphill push for you to get a deal done? Just be nice, be truthful, show some respect, use your manners. Don't be rude. Be cognizant of the other people's feelings, their time, and what you're trying to do. Another thing, when you're sitting down talking to a seller, so their house isn't just plain perfect, never say, your house is a dump, so I'm only going to offer you this much for it. You do that, all you're doing is insulting the people. They don't want to be insulted. Believe me, you can word it differently. You can be a little bit kinder, because if you insult them, you're done right there. So don't make that mistake. Be someone that's going to sit down, negotiate a deal where they like you. You're going to stand a much better chance of getting a deal put together. That's very, very important. Again, I have sat at numerous kitchen tables, and when I first started out, when I didn't know what I was doing, I can't tell you how many times I said, look, I know, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you don't know me. And I know you don't know if you can trust me. I'm not asking you to trust me. What I'm asking for is a chance to prove that I'm a man of my word. I will do what I say. And if I tell you I will do something, you can take it to the bank. It's the truth. Will you give me a chance? Because I had no money. If you remember my story, I had no money when I got started. So I had to be humble. And I'm going to tell you right now, when you're young, many older people, if you act sincere, well, they'll give you a chance. Now, you have to prove that you're a person of your word. There are things you can do in your negotiation to let them know that you're serious. So the best thing to do is pay them on time. Tell them that you're a person of integrity. Get a letter from your minister, from your attorney, from your CPA, from the mayor of your town, from anybody you can think of. Get a letter of recommendation to show people. You see, they want to know that you're a solid individual that they can trust. I think this is a very important subject that too many people overlook because they just never stop to think. Our times have changed so much that we don't consider the other person. You see it all the time. And I think it's very sad because Personally, I like people. I want to show respect. I'm not the person that goes to the supermarket, leaves my cart in the middle of the drive because I'm too damn lazy to walk over to put it into one of the corrals. That is just something that drives me nuts. And there are people that just don't care. Don't be one of them. I'm going to tell you right now, you'll go a lot farther in your negotiations. People will like you better. You stand a much greater chance of putting a deal together where you both feel comfortable. That's critical. And I know you have to get your mind around this for some of you, and I know many of you have great manners. I've talked to many of you, but I think that those that don't need to learn that you have to use manners every place you go. Don't be rude and learn, because once it becomes a habit, when you sit down and negotiate with a seller, you'll see that people like you so much better. And that's critical to your negotiation. So I'm going to tell you right now, when you're talking to a seller face to face, using good manners, being patient, not thinking you're smarter than you really are, will be something older people are going to appreciate and give you a tremendous advantage over those who don't. I want to see every one of you listen to this podcast be someone that is going to have an advantage. And I think using good manners, etiquette, being patient, being courteous is a tremendous advantage in today's world when so many people are rude, impatient, and they just don't care about other people's feelings. Don't be that way. It's up to you to make sure that you are the person that these sellers like, so they will do business with you. So I think that's critical. I'm very emphatic about it. It's something that grinds me the wrong way when I see people cut in line. They have no consideration for other people. And I know many of the older people that you're going to try and buy houses from feel the same way. So don't be one of those people. Be someone that is respectful. Be someone that the sellers are going to love. I think that's something very, very critical. So I think that's about all I've got on this subject. I hate to drone on about it, but I'm telling you right now, it's a very, very important thing to understand, because it's not always going to be you dealing through a real estate agent. You're going to have to eventually talk to sellers face to face. If you're smart, you'll talk to sellers as often as possible. They're the ones that can make the decision, not the real estate agents. So understanding that. So that's all I've got on this for today. For more information, go to my website, larryharbolt.com, and look at all of the other stuff that we've got on there. We've got some fabulous material that's going to help you get started, get you through the process, and help you learn far more in the shortest possible period of time. So having said that, I want to thank you for listening. It's my pleasure to do these podcasts. So I want to say good day and good luck investing. This is Larry Harbolt.
Thanks for listening to the Real Deal Podcast with Larry Harbolt. To learn more about investing in real estate, head on over to larryharbolt.com and register for his educational tips and articles delivered by email.